Next on our program is Dean Draznin. Dean is a JFAN board member and the president and CEO of Dean Draznin Communications, which is a successful PR firm based in Fairfield. Among his many clients are best-selling authors Alan Dershowitz and J.D. Vance, who wrote the New York Times bestseller Hillbilly Elegy. So let's please welcome Dean, who will remind us of why JFAN is so important to the Jefferson County community.
I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight to lend your support. There's absolutely nothing ambiguous or gray about the challenges we face from CAFO incursions. Lois's story isn't just a warning about a dire health risk and an environmental crisis in the distant future. It's right here, right now. We don't have the luxury of time to wait and see and debate and ponder. And really, what are we waiting for, and what more do we need to see or smell? Quoting Lois, "There is a cost for everything, but why do we have to pay the price for others to profit at the expense of our lives? The time has come that we need to wake up. This can happen to anyone. This can happen to anyone. Now is the time for clear-headed and responsible action. What we decide today will determine truly the destiny of our state and the quality of our lives and public health going forward. Make no mistake, we are all vulnerable. We are all susceptible. And we're going to hear in another minute or so the very disturbing scientific details from our keynote speaker, Dr. Lance Price. As of March 2019, Iowa had an inventory of about 23.5 million hogs and pigs, as Diane said, making it the top producer of swine in the country by a very large margin. Smithfield Foods, the wholly owned subsidiary of the China WH Group, is the largest Chinese acquisition of an American company in history. They paid nearly $5 billion, more than its market value. And you can see where this is going. It's not a pretty picture for Iowa. Aggregators make money, and the rest of us pay a very high price for their profits. I would call that catastrophic profits. What we know is that we can't wait for the Iowa State Legislature and the DNR to wake up. They won't. We can't depend on Big Ag and the pork producers and the aggregators to grow a conscience. Let's get real. Iowa remains the #1 pork producer in the U.S. So the handwriting is on the wall. Fortunately, you all got the message, and that's why you're here tonight. And I thank you. Your support for JFAN enables them to continue being the superheroes they are on our behalf. They save our bacon every day. And, sorry about that. Had to say it. And we need for them to continue doing that for as long as it takes. And we should say again, thank you, Diane Rosenberg, president of JFAN, a true superhero in every way. Should also say, thank you, Dr. John Eichert, agricultural economist, JFAN board member, and our wise senior advisor. JFAN is working and succeeding for Jefferson County in sharp contrast to all of its neighbors. Look at the slide. The slide. This is the slide we show every year. I never tire of it because it tells our whole story. You can see that we have, here in Jefferson County, 1/15 of the number of hogs as the 6 surrounding counties. That's 167,500 hogs to their 2.2 million. We have 1/10 of the hogs as Keokuk and Washington counties combined, which number about 1.7 million hogs between them. Yeah, absolutely. There's no mistaking it. These are tough times, right? Some people would say dark and divisive times. But I think it's actually a time to have hope. In the words of the late Canadian songster and poet Leonard Cohen, there's a crack in everything. And that's how the light gets in. So there's definitely a crack in Iowa, but the light is getting in right here in Jefferson County, and that light is JFAN, which continues to labor on behalf of us all, protecting us and pushing back against an industry that's couched in misinformation and motivated by shameless greed. We're not exaggerating. Shameless greed. They know what they're doing. They absolutely know what they're doing, and they don't care. Friends, the bottom line is that we're all in this together. This message is to all our neighbors, and I gotta say, CAFO owners included. Fact. Antibiotic-resistant superbugs can't tell the difference between CAFO owners and the surrounding neighbors. They are equal opportunity killers. And they're coming for us all, unless we act prudently and shut down the big source of superbugs, factory farming. And until that day arrives, when we can put a hard stop to noxious, injurious CAFOs, JFAN is our best hope and protection. Take another look at that slide. JFAN has our back. And now it's time for us to give back to JFAN, and generously. Because what price is our future? What price our health, our well-being, our water, our property values? We all pay insurance, and to live in Iowa at this time requires a special hybrid homeowners health and life insurance policy, and that policy is called JFAN. So now, please give as if your quality of life and health depended on it, because they do. There's a price for everything, as Lois said. Please donate now to the volunteer. We've got volunteers here? Volunteers in the aisle closest to you where you're sitting. Can we turn on the lights? Can we get the lights up, please? And also on your way out tonight, I thank you in advance for your generosity. Thanks to you all who make JFAN's amazing work possible year after year after year. By the way, you can pay with cash, check, or even a written pledge. We'll be happy to call and collect. And actually, if you make that pledge tonight, Diane Rosenberg will be at your house within about 15 minutes. Thank you very much.